Of course, today is an important day in the history of our country. It's the 20th anniversary of 9/11. So I wanted to spend a minute to acknowledge that. And there's many things to be said about it, but I think the important thing for me is just how interconnected we all are. I mean, even though I wasn't in New York at the time, there's of course, the horrible tragedy of what happened to the people who were in the buildings in New York and also in Washington, D.C., and the people on the airplane that crashed in Pennsylvania. But then all of the first responders, many of whom perished when the buildings collapsed and subsequently got sick. And of course, all of the young men and women, who were sent overseas to the Gulf states to fight in these feudal wars that went on for 20 years, and they come back with all kinds of trauma. And of course, many of them died. And then all of the Iraqis and Afghanistanis who were killed in these conflicts, hundreds of thousands of them, many of them innocent bystanders. And then, of course, there's the people who benefited from the war, the munitions providers and the mercenary soldiers. And of course, those who own the mercenary soldier companies. And it continues. And then what about all of the innocent people in our country who were preyed upon because they looked like Middle Easterners? Even people who were from other countries, like Sikhs, wearing their turbans, were wantonly preyed on by those too ignorant to know better. There's so many ripples from that one event, as horrendous as it was. It was a massive tragedy. And here it continues. And it's playing out even as the last troops left Afghanistan. There was no way that this was going to end otherwise. So each one of us has to look into our own heart and have the spaciousness and the compassion to include everybody of all stripes, of all backgrounds, of all positions. And I fervently pray that may we all awaken to our true nature together and carry it forward.